"Get away from her. That girl might bite." The security guard's voice cracked through the marble lobby of Wardstone Corporation like a gunshot. Marcus Williams paused mid-mop. His rubber-soled shoes squeaked slightly on the pristine floor. Ahead, in the center of chaos, a small blonde girl no more than 6 was curled tightly on the ground. Her knees hugged her chest, her tiny frame rocked violently, and her blue eyes darted around like panicked birds, caught in a cage. Executives stood around her helplessly, men and women in tailored suits whispering about meltdowns, behavior plans, and liability. Marcus, 42 years old, knew exactly what he was seeing. Sensory overload. 2 decades of experience had etched that recognition deep into his bones. First as a special education teacher, then as a father to a daughter on the spectrum. These people, these powerful, well-paid professionals, had no idea what they were doing. "Can I help?" he asked, his voice even low, calm. The security guard blocked his path. "You're just the night janitor. Stay out of this. Last guy who tried got fired." Marcus didn't argue. He didn't protest. He simply looked into the girl's eyes. A flicker passed between them. A whisper of understanding beyond titles, uniforms, or degrees. He turned, walked to his cart, and pulled out a small bottle of soap. Then he sat on the cold marble 10 feet away from the girl and dipped his fingers in the water. Gently, silently, he blew .1, .2, .3 bubbles. They rose like quiet magic, tiny orbs of shimmering light floating in the stillness. The girl's rocking slowed. Her wide, frightened eyes followed them, mesmerized. Above them, from the mezzanine, Gabrielle Ward watched. CEO, billionaire, commanding, ruthless, a woman who had stared down world leaders and hostile boardrooms. She watched, stunned, as a janitor calmed her daughter in 30 seconds with nothing but bubbles. Therapists hadn't managed this in 4 years, despite the $15,000 a week retainers. Gabrielle descended. Her heels clicked like judgment down the steps. "Mr. Williams," she said sharply. "My office. Now." Marcus stood slowly. He expected the fallout. But when he looked at Gabrielle, he didn't see rage. He saw something far more dangerous. Gratitude. Her office spanned the top floor, wrapped in glass and Manhattan skyline. The Persian rug alone probably cost more than Marcus' annual income. Gabrielle remained standing as Marcus entered. "Sit," she said, indicating a leather chair. He did. "Who taught you that technique?" she asked. "I have a daughter with autism," Marcus replied. "I learned out of necessity." "Your daughter," she repeated, weighing the words. "Yes, I was also a special ed teacher. 17 years, master's in educational psychology, Columbia." Silence. Gabrielle blinked twice. "You're a teacher, and now you're a janitor? People have to eat. Budget cuts." Special ed was the first to go. It's not a market society fights to protect. Gabrielle's armor cracked slightly. "You're saying you're more qualified than the therapists I've hired. I'm saying that qualifications mean nothing if you can't connect. And you think you can connect with Eva? I already did." Gabrielle exhaled sharply. "I want to hire you. 15 grand a month, part-time. You can keep your cleaning job until we're sure it works." Marcus didn't smile. "Ms. Ward, you're not hiring me. You're trying to buy redemption." Her jaw tightened. "I'm not prejudiced," she said. Marcus looked her straight in the eye. "Then why did you assume I was uneducated? Why didn't you ask before judging me?" Gabrielle said nothing. For once, words failed her. "She doesn't need another employee," Marcus said gently. "She needs someone who sees her. No cameras, no reports, just time." He walked toward the door. "Oh, and next time someone helps your daughter, ask who they are before deciding they don't matter." 3 days later, Gabrielle called. "She's regressing," she said. Ava hasn't spoken. Won't eat. Please, accept my offer. Same terms? Yes, she whispered the next morning. Marcus arrived not alone. With him was his 16-year-old daughter Zoe. I thought Eva might respond to someone her age, he said. Zoe greeted Gabrielle politely, then entered Ava's room with quiet confidence. She sat on the floor, unpacked watercolors and textured paper. You don't have to talk, she told Ava. But I thought we could paint. For 2 hours, Gabrielle watched in awe. Ava painted soft brushstrokes, vibrant colors. She whispered one word, orange. Zoe smiled. That's red and yellow dancing. It was the first word Eva had spoken in days. Then came the intercom. Dr. Petton had arrived. He entered like a storm. Expensive suit. Expensive watch. Smugness wrapped in credentials. What is this? He demanded. You can't allow unqualified amateurs near a child like Eva. This is malpractice. Marcus stood. Calm, composed. Columbia University, he said. 17 years in special education. And yes, I believe love works better than arrogance, Patton scoffed. You're a janitor. I observe people for a living, Marcus said. Sometimes the ones you ignore pay the most attention. Gabrielle watched Eva instinctively move closer to Zoe. Dr. Petton, she said, voice flat. We'll reschedule. He left in fury, muttering about lawsuits and liability. Eva kept painting, but her strokes were now tense. Zoe gently laid a hand on hers. It calmed again. A week later, Gabrielle received a call. The Wardstone Medical Board wanted answers. Petton had filed a complaint. Marcus arrived wearing a simple gray suit. Not alone. Behind him was a poised woman with silver hair. I'm Dr. Sarah Chun, she introduced. Editor-in-Chief of the Journal of Child Psychology. Gasps. Dr. Petton, Marcus said, laying papers on the table. These are your last 18 reports on Ava. Identical. Just different dates. Petton's face went white. Copy-paste fraud. Dr. Chun said flatly. Marcus slid more documents forward. And these, he said to Dr. Foster, are transcripts of your calls about extending treatments for billing purposes. Explosions followed. Chairs scraped. Voices rose. You had no right, Petton shouted. I had every right, Marcus said. I watched you steal from families for 4 years. Now the investigation has begun. 6 months later, Jacob Javits. Convention Center, 3,000 professionals stood and clapped. On stage. Eva now 8 held a pink mic. My name is Eva, she said. This is Daddy Marcus. He taught me being different doesn't mean you're broken. Gabrielle wept openly. Zoe, now 17, recorded the moment for the Foundation's social media. Petton? Disgraced. Selling insurance. Foster? Driving Uber in Montana. Williams Ward Foundation had opened 16 inclusion centers. Marcus' bubble method was now taught in 43 universities. Zoe had spoken before Congress. A federal law had passed ensuring access to alternative therapies in public health. People ask me, Marcus told the crowd, if I regret the years I spent cleaning bathrooms. No, that's where I learned how to listen, how to see what others miss, how to be invisible until it matters most. Ava stepped up again. Daddy Marcus says we're all art. Some of us just need different paints. The applause shook the hall. Gabrielle leaned over and whispered to Marcus as the car drove them home that